Okay, so before I get started, I just want to say I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not one of these fitness people that, talks about fitness and all that, wants to help people. I mean, I do want to help people, but I'm not that type of a person. So I do want to make a video on the fitness tips that people don't really go over, and hopefully this helps someone, because I've been lifting for 5 years, and I put on, I don't know, maybe 10 quality pounds of muscle, and I don't even think I'm halfway to like my genetic limit. So I'm obviously gonna still keep on going, but I basically started just lifting weights because I was curious and I was bored because I was right out of high school, and I was like, I'm gonna start doing this. And all the research I came up with, each year I learned more and more and more. So I'm going to go over some tips that I think is really beneficial. First one being the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is the fight or flight response. So that's how your body responds to stress. So if I punch you in the face right now, what are you going to do? You going to hit me back, or are you going to run away? That's the fight or flight response. So that's a sympathetic nervous system. And the parasympathetic nervous system is your digestion, absorption, and basically how your body relaxes, so it's a yin yang type of thing, and how your body just, our bodies are pretty crazy with how smart they are. So you got to manage your stress when it comes to building muscle, losing fat. They kind of go hand in hand. So if you're always stressed out and your cortisol levels are always elevated, you're not going to be putting on muscle, and it's going to be really hard to burn fat. So, a couple of tips I would give people is get out of a relationship that is not beneficial to you and that's really stressful. Change your job if it's really stressful. And there's some things you have to put up with. Like if you have a newborn baby, it's going to be stressful at first. I get that. I don't have kids, but that's just what I've heard. There is supplements you can take, and I take a supplement called ashwagandha. It lowers your cortisol levels, and I feel like it helps just like my stress levels. And stress isn't good at all. It's bad for your hair. You start losing your hair. It's bad for your hormones. Your testosterone production goes down this is when you're chronically stressed out. I'm not talking about like you get mad here and there. That's normal. Your body can handle that, and you can work around that. But like chronically stressed out, where you're just always we've all been there. But anyways, next one I want to talk about is egg whites. I stay away from protein powder because I think it's a waste of money. There's a lot of fillers in there, and I stay away from dairy because it makes me break out, and I have to buy the vegan protein powder, and that's like twice as much. So I just say screw it. I went to egg whites, so I put just in my shake. I'll do a cup of egg whites, which is 25 grams of protein, strawberry bananas, peanut butter, and a little bit of almond milk, and I'll just call it a day. It tastes pretty good. And you have that once, twice a day. There's 50 grams of protein, along with your chicken, beef, fish, whatever you want to, call your diet and eat. So that's something that I would recommend, is just supplement egg whites in your diet. Put them with your eggs. They're good source of protein, and also make the food taste good. Like I think a lot of people just give up because they don't know how to cook, and I'm still learning recipes and all that. But it's so easy to cook, especially just for yourself. You don't have to make it look presentable if you're working like in a kitchen or something like that. But so just research recipes and then try them out if you like them. Eat that for a while. If you get sick of it, research another one. It's like there's like 7 or 8 different ways to make chicken. Like you can steam it. You steam it in the oven. I got a steamer from Walmart. You can make it on the oven. Or on top of the stove. Grill outside. There's just like so much different ways to make chicken alone. So the next one I'm talking about is the mind-muscle connection. This is something when I first started lifting weights, I was like, yeah, I get it. And then you kind of get lost in like moving the weight, because if you're not going up in weight every couple of months, you feel like you're not making any good progress. So for a while there, I just wasn't making progress. Like 2 years, I was always at 190. And just recently, I've been kind of like, thinking to myself, like I should be a lot bigger as far as muscle mass. So I kind of like dropped the weight a bunch, and I just focus on like squeezing. Like if you're doing a pull-up, you pull up like this, and instead of just cranking them out, like pull up and then hold it for 1 or 2 seconds and squeeze, and you'll feel all your back muscles just pop, and you're just incredibly way more sore than you are just using all the momentum. Because if you're using a momentum, then your joints are just doing this, right, and your muscles are getting some work, but it's not just pure muscle stimulation, and you're not getting that constant tension that you need in order to make that tissue grow, basically. So I would say just drop the weight and just really squeeze. If you're like your pumps in the gym, as they call it, if it's not like crazy and it's like burning, you're probably doing it wrong. So just drop the weight. Next thing I want to talk about is counting calories and tracking your weight of like, your progression in the gym. And not only the scale, but I'm talking about like, benching this much and this much each year in and year out or whatever. This is like the most scientific way to just keep track of like what you're doing. Once I started counting my calories, I jumped up to like 200 pounds really quick. I was kind of chubby, but it definitely worked, and then I dropped down. But yeah, definitely count your calories, track everything. Doesn't have to be every day, but make sure it's the majority of your time, and you'll see good progress for sure. And also switching up your program is big too. So like, I just go to YouTube and like research. Like, tomorrow I'm going to work out my back, so I'm going to look up a different exercise that I can do, and maybe a workout I can find, and just kind of switch it up and switch up your rep ranges. So like 1 month do like 12 reps, and then another month go to 8. Throwing some drop sets in there, just all sorts of things. So your mind muscle connection is fresh, and you're just like not always doing the same thing, and you're like, ugh, I was doing that for a while, and I started to switch it up more. So yeah, I don't take pre-workout because I got anxiety, so I can't do caffeine and all that. That stuff messes me up. One time I went to California and I was on like 2 hours of sleep. We left like at 3 a.m. I don't know why, but I had half of those Bang energy drinks. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? And I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. It was ridiculous. I had so much caffeine in my body, like on an empty stomach too. That was bad. But yeah, I don't take pre-workouts. So if I'm like kind of lagging before I go to the gym, and I'm kind of just like, I'll watch like not movie quotes, but like movie scenes that I like any superhero movie that really pumps me up, like a little scene, or I'll watch like my favorite athletes mix on YouTube or whatever, just to like kind of motivate me and kind of remind me why I need to go to the gym. Because you can get just like laid back and just kind of like, I'm all right, I'll go to the gym tomorrow, but yeah, either take pre-workout or coffee, a little bit of coffee, or I don't know, pop, or like I do, I watch little movie clips or whatever. But just only do that on days where you really need it. Don't take pre-workout or caffeine every day, because you'll start to get desensitized to it, and your adrenaline's not going to kick in like it should, and it's kind of just come frayed or wired or whatever. So yeah, that's the tips I would recommend. I'm not this like big fitness guy, but I don't claim to be this big fitness guy, but it's definitely a passion of mine. And I feel like people that have good genetics for bodybuilding, they're just like, oh, eat food and get big. Yeah, just do that. But like for me, I'm a skinny guy by nature, so I gotta like do everything 100%, otherwise I'm not seeing results. And I'm probably like almost halfway to my genetic potential, like I said, but there's just things I've learned that like I've wasted so much time, and I've always worked hard because I didn't want to just waste my time in the gym, but like I had a workout partner that was screwing around and always messing with me, and then I didn't take my diet serious, and then I kind of just was busy with other, I don't know, now I'm definitely at the point where it's like I'm taking it so serious that I'm back loving working out. So yeah, that's all I'd say. If anybody got to this point watching this video, just drop a comment of what do you think is a good tip, or what I missed, or what I did get right. So subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.